Hello, welcome back. My name is Daniel Gormally. Welcome back to my channel. So I want to talk a little bit about coaching, what I kind of offer, how I could possibly help you as far as your chess is concerned. So I just want to give a little bit of background about my chess history. I first started playing in stronger tournaments when around about the sort of mid-1990s. I didn't actually play any FIDE rated events until I was about in my later teens. Actually, I played in the one of the first tournaments I played, which was FIDE rated, was a Hastings Summer Tournament in 1995, and I would have been I would have been 19 at that time. So I was quite a late bloomer. So I think I've got a kind of empathy with adult improvers in a way that maybe not all professional players have, in the sense that it didn't happen to me. It happened for me overnight. You know, I had to really sort of grind at it, and I've done various coaching over the years. I've taught in schools in the southeast. I've taught in schools in the northeast. I've also done a lot of individual coaching. A lot of my students have improved. I feel for example, worked with Zoe Varney. I'm quite good at understanding what people's weaknesses are. So, for example, with Zoe, I kind of got an understanding fairly early on that she was trying too hard. So I sort of gave her some advice and kind of I like to think I steered her in the right direction in terms of what chessable courses to buy, what kind of work she needed to do, you know, how she needed to approach her games. So I think I'm quite good at that kind of thing. I'm also, when I tend to coach people, I tend to look a lot at the analytical side of chess. So one of the things I've noticed with amateur players is they tend to generalize too much. So when you ask them a specific question, so you say, like, who do you think is better in this particular position? They'll tend to talk a lot about the general features of the position, but they won't give like a simple answer. But sort of professional players, they tend to be more efficient in their thought process. So just to give you an understanding of that, I want to talk about a game that I played many years ago, actually. Just gives you an understanding of how long my chess career is. And it's really taken up a large proportion of my life. And this was a game I was playing against Murray Chandler. Now, Murray Chandler is quite a well-known chess player and quite a famous English, New Zealand, half and half really, grandmaster. He comes from New Zealand originally, I believe. And he came over to England because obviously in New Zealand there's a limited number of tournaments. So to be a chess professional, it makes sense to come to England, where at that time you had tournaments like Lloyd's Bank, you know, and then younger players were coming through. He'd have been about the same age group as people like John Spielman, like John Nunn, similar kind of age to them, maybe a little bit older than Nigel Short. So I played Murray in this game. This was in Millfield in 2000. And there were some funny stories behind that. So it's one of the things about being a chess professional. There are negative things to being a chess professional. I'll talk about the economic side of it. Yeah, it's also kind of an entertaining side and a sociable side. I played in that tournament and I went down and I was kind of skint actually. I remember I went down to the bookmakers and I was kind of fed up because I realised all my friends were going to be playing there. People like Simon Williams, people like John Naylor, Pertz, all these kind of people that would be going down there and playing in that tournament. And I thought, well, I'm going to be annoyed if I see they're playing there and I'm not playing. So I went down this bookies on the high street, unfortunately, and I had about a £10 on me, and I kind of gambled it, and I won about £300. Literally every bet that I did won. So I had £300 and I had enough to pay for the accommodation. So I went down to Millfield. I had a pretty good tournament actually. And because I had a good tournament, it gave me an impetus to then go on and play the Mind Sports. There was a kind of Ron Banwell Memorial, in London, about a week or two after the British had finished. and I ended up winning that tournament and getting my first GM norm. So that was a great breakthrough. But if you look, let's have a look at this game anyway, and then just talk about some of the pivotal moments, or like a pivotal moment, and how I would assess this position. Yeah, so this is a key position, actually. And if I was analysing this with a student, I would say to them, you know, white to play, what are the kind of plus points of the position? What are the moves that you would actually analyse? Because I try to emphasise the concrete side of chess and calculation. And how are you going to approach this position? What are you actually going to calculate? So yeah, the generalising side of chess is great, but you need to calculate variations. And here, I got a bit sloppy because I played knight b3. Now the best move is actually the move e5. So if we look at we now look at notations. How do we get to notations? Oh, I can't click on it. But anyway, e5 is the best move. So what you tend to do is you then kind of analyse the game, and you annotate the game, and you give that an exclamation mark. And that's the kind of thing that I will put forward to students. Is very important to annotate your games, and I will try and emphasise the importance of that. So like I say, I think I have had some success with coaching. You know, you try to be better. I try to get better at coaching. It's not easy being a coach because I'm a professional player. I'm not really a coach. You know, I need to spend more time thinking about how can I get better as a coach. But the people that I work with have generally been fairly happy. You know, when we talk about the super coaches in chess, we're talking about people like Ramesh, we're talking about people like Agard probably, and various others. But at the end of the day, it's not rocket science. If you're a good player, you can impart a lot of knowledge. And I feel that I'm very good at understanding people's weaknesses. I don't tend to charge a lot of money. And the people that I've worked with have tended to improve. So again, if you're interested in contacting me, please check the email below. I might be doing a video like this every week to kind of talk about this, because I feel that I need to pick up students, and that would help help me work-wise. So yeah, so please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and if you're interested in coaching, please contact me down below. I don't tend to charge a lot of money, and I tend to be fairly good value for money, I believe.